Hello everybody and welcome to my office, or what will be my office. First we just have to do a little bit of work. This house came equipped with many beautiful features, such as that fantastic wallpaper taking up the entirety of the back wall in this middle bedroom here. Now fun fact, up until this point I had recorded all of my videos in my mom's laundry room, so this will be just a bit of an upgrade. Between managing my business, editing and recording videos, and of course a whole lot of gaming, this will be a really well utilized space. Starting this project the exact same way as every other one with the demo, and it turns out removing carpet is a whole lot easier than the tile floors I'm used to taking out, so this was a really nice change of pace. I did end up removing all of this drywall here, but before doing that, I did just save a little chunk. I thought it might be fun to frame later on. Now, as far as why I'm removing all this drywall, well, there's quite a few different reasons. First of all, this is a shared wall with another bedroom, so I wanted to add some soundproofing. Just some nice Rockwell safe and sound in this wall to really give a little bit of privacy between the two rooms. We also ended up rewiring the entire house, so having this wall open, along with some others in the house, made that process a whole lot easier. We're able to add some nice outlets in this room and the room behind it, as well as some Ethernet lines for a TV and the computer. We did end up making custom built-ins for this back wall, although at the time of rough-in, there wasn't an exact plan for what was going to be happening with the space. So a lot of these mechanical items could have been roughed in with a little more precision and thought, but there was a whole house to renovate and a lot going on, and I just didn't have an exact plan for everything that I wanted to do. This is Rockwell Safe and Sound, a go-to product for us for soundproofing, and I really love this stuff. I mean, I hate working with it, it's really itchy, but in terms of value, I think it's just a great buy and a great addition. To do this entire wall was maybe around $100, and the amount of sand dampening you get between the two rooms, it's great. And as I was building this office, it dawned on me that no office would be complete without a chair. However, my old chair just wasn't cutting it. Which is why I got FlexiSpot's Ergonomic Chair C7, the ultimate ergonomic solution for your home or office, and who is the sponsor of today's video. Sturdy, reliable, and designed for maximum comfort, this is the chair your back has been begging for. Office mode locks the backrest at 93 degrees with latex padded seat cushions and adaptive lumbar support that conforms to your spine. No extra cushions needed, and with 17 to 20 inches of adjustable seat depth, there's room to sit how you want for as long as you want. Unlike most chairs, the C7 delivers comfort without compromise. Switch to relaxation mode for those well-earned breaks. Recline up to 128 degrees, kick your feet up, and let the C7 do the rest. With 5 levels of backrest height adjustment, a 3D headrest, and a weight capacity of up to 300 pounds, this chair fits everyone, supporting heights up to 6'9". A high-value investment for the whole family, costing less than $1 a day. So enjoy a 30-day risk-free trial and a 10-year warranty, including direct replacement for damaged parts. And just in time for Black Friday, save big on the new C7 Max. Use my code 24BFC7 to get an extra $50 off. Plus, you could even win your order for free. Why wait? Treat yourself to the comfort you deserve this Black Friday. Visit FlexiSpot.com and upgrade your chair and your life. With some new electrical, Ethernet, and insulation, this wall can then be closed right back up, and we're just going to take 4 pieces of drywall here, stagger them, and that's it. If the wallpaper wasn't bad enough, this room also had some beautifully painted popcorn ceilings, so we just took a 24 grit sandpaper on the Festool and gobbled it all up. We then skimmed out the ceilings with a whole bunch of drywall compound, let that set up, gave it another quick sand, and then we could prime everything. This is Sherwin-Williams CoverMax with an 18-inch roller, and I cannot tell you guys how nice it was to have this room finally be like a cohesive piece instead of 4 different colors. It was just a really good moment. The floors obviously were not covered for any of this, so I did just rent a drum sander and clean these up a good bit before going into some subfloor prep for our flooring, but we're not going to touch on that too much in this video. With the floors done, the painting could finally start, and for the majority of this house, the color that I went with was Alabaster by Sherwin-Williams, the emerald line of paint in a satin finish. Sebastian using an 18-inch roller because, you know, there's just so much painting, and it came out really nice. I love this color a lot, and I think it works really well in this room. And for this wall here, this is Black of Night by Sherwin-Williams in the Gallery series. It's just a really nice dark blue. Now the Gallery series is meant to be spray only, but we did roll it on for this one exposed section of the drywall because we're just rebels like that. Didn't really end up mattering because we did end up spraying the entire wall once the built-ins were in place. But this was kind of nice because it started to give a real feel for what this room would look like eventually. And then getting the built-ins into place. These are just the 2 base cabinets that I made myself out of maple. And of course we sprayed them. And you know, you can tell that we didn't really put too much time and effort into the prep, covering the insides from the spray. I just didn't care about it. This is my house, right? So I get to determine the exact quality and what matters to me. And this just isn't something that matters to me. I don't really mind what the inside of these base cabinets in the office look like. And that's why there's a whole lot of overspray going on there. The flooring in this house is Curate Taiga Oak Natural, beautiful luxury vinyl plank, really high quality stuff. Was really happy with this selection, and it ran throughout the house continuous, no transition strips anywhere. And we didn't cover it for the entirety of the renovation, and I haven't found a single scratch on the stuff. Waterproof, feels good, looks good, because we did level the floors everywhere. There's none of that bouncy feeling you sometimes get with like a cheap floating floor that wasn't installed well. So yeah, I love the way this looks, and I'm really happy with this selection. And then installing the countertops for these cabinets. And this is in 3 pieces because I wanted a system where if one day this would be converted back to a bedroom, it would be easily done. So I made these myself, once again, out of stained maple. I did just give a little bit of a miter to that plywood there to increase the overall look of the thickness of this countertop. So I glued that all up, and then I gave it a preconditioner, which was just a combination of polyurethane, wood glue, and water. And then I stained it with Minwax Jabobean. As far as the system for securing these together, as you can see, just a little piece of 3/4 inch plywood underneath that extends past. I just screwed it into the underside, so if in the future ever wanted to change things up, we would just undo those screws, remove the little leaflets below, and then the only thing you would have is the edges of the top of those built-ins there would need like some sort of a stained veneer just to finish that side off. But for my purposes, that will never be the case. Not that I can foresee anyways, because I need an office. That's the whole point of this video. So with the countertops installed, the uppers could then be just put into place. Once again, it's just made out of 3/4 inch maple plywood, painted to the same color. That's the Black of Night by Sherwin-Williams, and these came out really well. We had some issues. This was the first time we'd ever sprayed anything, so we had a little bit of overspray with these ones specifically, but we learned from our mistakes, able to fix that all up. And as far as the assembly goes, really straightforward process here. You just cut everything into size with the maple, squared it all up, and secured it together with some screws and some crown staples. All of the cuts were made with this simple Craig track saw kind of guide thing, and we sheathed the back with just this Sureply. And that was a mistake. Did this for a couple of the cabinets. Should have just used a sanded plywood instead, because while eventually the primer and paint did kind of cover the texture of the Sureply, we did have to lay on the coats just a little bit thicker to hide that, and it would have been easier with a sanded plywood. But the sheathing going on just with crown staples really to help add a whole lot of strength to this thing. And then I did add some 2x4s on the top that will help secure the crown molding that will be going in, and using just flooring screws just to screw into the side of the thing. No pocket holes for this. I really didn't want to do anything fancy with this. It's just a very simple shelving unit. It's just filling those with some wood filler. It's all then sanded down before priming and painting. If you guys are still here and enjoying the video, if I could maybe just ask you to quickly hit that like or subscribe button, it would really help me out, and I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So while we started off with priming and painting the backs of all of the doors, we later on skipped that and just did the front faces because, again, my house, I get to decide what matters to me and what doesn't. I just don't care about the backs of the doors here. Hence why we eventually switched to this method here of just painting the fronts like this. It really just came down to laziness, if I'm being honest. There wasn't a whole lot of space to like hang these up everywhere, so just painted the fronts and then set them in a room to cure. That's really as simple as it is. Then there were just some gaps to fill. So for the bottoms of the cabinets here, just adding the toe kicks, which were simply just slid into place, covering up the gap of the floating floor as well, that expansion gap secured into place. This here is a 2-part crown molding. So the flat stock going in first, which we just mitered, and used a 2-part instant bond glue to secure the outside miter together. With these pieces assembled, they could go up along the upper shelves there, bridging the gap from the top to the ceiling. And then the second part of the crown molding getting the same treatment here. And this one just to add a little pizzazz to those shelves. And then installing some cove molding to hide all of our sins. You guys gotta remember that for this, Sebastian and I had never sprayed before. We'd never built and installed custom cabinetry like this. Whole lot of firsts going on, so, you know, just a few imperfections here or there. But then with everything installed, caulked, and wood filled, we could then apply some floor covering, some plastic wrap, tape everything up, and then spray it all. And this was really satisfying. Removing the coverings here was a pretty big moment for me because up until this point, there's no real idea on how it was actually going to look. This was just an idea I had and drew up and designed in SketchUp. Sebastian and I kind of decided to learn some new things, try to make it work, and this was the end result, and I couldn't have been more happy with it. Just like with the crown molding you'd saw put together, there was a 2-part glue used on all of the casing here to get it into that one picture frame style piece, install it into place, and then of course all of the baseboards as well. All of the casing and baseboards here having that step profile, just a really simple, clean look that I love so much. I believe the baseboards were maybe 5.5 inches tall, casing 3 inches, and it has a really nice finished look to it. And there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know I did, and as I'm sat here recording this video, I'm actually in the office, and it is awesome. Another huge shout out to my sister for helping with the decor, because if it were up to me, those shelves would not be stocked with such nice things. As far as the desk goes, I did build that myself out of more 3/4 inch maple plywood, built very similarly to the countertop on the built-ins there. And it's not perfect, I don't love it, it's a little bit blocky for my liking, but I did want to build something that could house my gaming PC within it, as well as hide all my wiring and all sorts of other things, lots of storage in this thing. So it's a very practical desk and it's nice, but of course I could do better maybe in the future. I should have put in a floor box for the power and Ethernet below the desk there, but at the time I didn't want to put something permanent in the middle of the floor because I thought, oh, what about the next people that live here? Realistically, this is my house. I should have just done that, but it's too late for that, and I'm realistically not going to retrofit that in after. And then you will notice I put in a little fan in the side of the desk there just to help with the PC temps and exhaust. I can probably put another one higher up, but I haven't had an issue with overheating yet, so I'll just continue to monitor it and see how that goes. As far as cost, here are those figures. Keep in mind these are rough figures as this was a part of a greater house renovation, so I don't have the exact numbers, but give or take a few $100, and these are probably fairly close. Once again, thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video. Be sure to use code 24BFC7 for $50 off and enjoy a 30-day risk-free trial. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.